Hello, welcome to podcast number 23. The two articles are for Roman. One is of a Roman wall that's probably been discovered in a car park. And the other one is of a little pussycat. While the cement, or a dog, an animal, and it's before the cement set, it decided it wanted to run across the cement, and its footprints have been placed in time. Let's get cracking. Let's get on. Article 1. It's not in London, but it's in Florence, which is in Italy. I must include this in the podcast. Goes so adorable. So yeah, Article 1. It's from Euronews, and the article states, hundreds of animal footprints found on Florence's medieval cathedral roof. So medieval would be in probably 500 to 800 years ago. 800 years ago to 500 years ago. Engineers working on Florence's famous medieval cathedral roof were surprised to find hundreds of animal footprints on the centuries-old roof tiles. The team were carrying out maintenance work for hundreds and thousands of terracotta tiles covering the roofs and various domes of the medieval cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore. Experts are now busy mapping out one by one and cataloguing them. That's a good pun word. Cataloguing them in a painstaking process. Samuel, spelt with an E on the end because it's Italian, Cargella, is the architect in charge of technical aspects and the maintenance at the cathedral. We have found, I will not do the Italian voice for this, we have found hundreds of prints, both wild and domestic animals, more specifically dogs, cats, small birds, some foxes, or martins. What are martins? Are they birds? Rather than the intrepid animals scaling the building to walk on the roof, it seemed that the creatures walked across the terracotta tiles while they were originally being made. Carlos Sancotini from the technical team said the tiles, which were all made in the early 1400s in Puta, a small Indian town south of Florence, famous for its terracotta tile factories, were put out to dry in the open air before being baked in the furnace. As the soft clay was drying, wild and domestic animals decided to walk across the tiles and leave their paw prints in there for years and years to come. So they made their paw prints history. Oh my gosh! Anyone who wanted to see examples of the tiles and the prints does not have to climb the building's roof. They can simply visit the cathedralmuseum.com instead. There are 8 mounds for the tiles in 2 different shapes. One is the classic rectangular shape dating back to the ancient Roman times, explained the woman in charge of the collection at the museum, Rita Falidi. So yeah, they made the tiles and then put them out to dry, and all the animals decided they would like to walk across them all. Article 2. Now, Article 2 is something close to my heart. It is about London, and it is about the Romans. I love the Romans. It is a fantastic subject to learn about. The Romans in Britain and the Romans in London specifically. Okay, so Article 2. London car park has a fully preserved wall from the Roman Empire and it's from the newspaper is mylondonnews.com, and off we go. The London car park that hides an incredible, fully preserved piece of ancient history. The wall is believed to date back to 200 AD, so it's 2,000 years old. It's amazing. Oh my God. Think how much history it's got. The wall was discovered in 1957 during a clearance to build a new road in the area. London is steeped in history, from prehistoric bridges discovered in Vauxhall to the Blitz that levelled large parts of the city during the Second World War. The city can boast a rich past, having been established in around 47 AD and serving as its capital of England since 1066, when the invaders popped by. One of the best parts of London is some of the history that can still be seen all over the capital today, but not many people would expect to still be able to see a remnant of the Roman Empire in the capital, and even less so hidden in an underground car park. London Wall, because it is part of the London Wall. It's part of the London Wall that was around in Roman times. It's like the Great Wall of China, but in London. The London Wall underground car park. There is a 2,000-year-old piece of wall perfectly preserved from the age of the Roman Empire, believed to be from the period of AD 190 to 225 AD. The wall was part of a much larger wall that used to run round the Tower Hill to Blackfriars. The wall was a key factor in creating the layout of Roman and medieval London, part of which have lasted in the city as we see today. Jane Sidella, Inspector of Ancient Monuments at Historic England, took people on regular trips to the wall before the pandemic. She said, "It's a superb stretch of wall, and it's so unexpected that it should be there, and very unchanged from when it was built. The fact that it survived the bombings in the area, and was badly affected in the area that was so badly affected during the Second World War and Victorian expansion of the city. Well, there was First World War as well, when we knew that they used dynamite to blow up Roman domains. It's extraordinary. Then it survived construction of a car park, and the hope that it will survive beyond the point when we don't have to use cars, when we don't use cars in the city, so it may see the light of day again in about 50 to 100 years' time. The stretch sadly suffers a little vandalism and has kids that have climbed all over it, so it's important to be careful around it. The wall is believed to have been built by the Roman army, which at the time would have been made up of soldiers from all over the empire and the world. She also says, "It is remarkable that the wall was almost certainly built by Roman army squaddies who would have come to this backwater part of the empire from all over the world. It shows London has been a melting pot of nationalities and ethnicities for 2,000 years. So basically what she's saying is it's fantastic that it survived 2 pandemics, 2 lots of wars, 2 major world wars, and Victorian expansion, and everything else. So, yeah. So, there we go. Now, trial of the month is about a post box in Cardiff in Wales. We head over to Wales now and we see more about this box. So this post box has been placed there 120 years ago. Unfortunately, a little tree has grown around it and it had to be decommissioned. A 120-year-old postbox in Cardiff has officially been decommissioned after being partially swallowed up by a tree. The Royal Mail say it's no longer safe to collect mail from here, and a classic example of a man versus nature, and in this case the nature won. So, and he's got a picture here, and literally half of the postbox has been eaten. It looks like the tree is hugging the postbox. It's quite a feat. There we go. So that is podcast 23. Please like and please look below to find out where to go. As in, please subscribe and please share. And I will see you on the next one.